Hey there, welcome back to Chronically Overdressed. So I get asked pretty often what I wear when I'm just lounging around the house. If I still wear vintage, if I just wear yoga pants and t-shirts. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about loungewear, and I'll show you some of the items that I like to wear. I have always kind of subscribed to the idea that our clothes should reflect the activity that we are doing. And I really feel that very strongly with loungewear, with any sort of athletic wear, that it needs to just be for that particular activity and not worn any other time or worn with any other activity. I'll give you kind of an extreme example. So a few years ago, I was really having difficulty. I hate working out. I absolutely loathe it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I was really having a hard time finding motivation to actually work out and to do anything. And I came across this article, and this woman talked about how she kind of assigns the duty of her athletic wear, of her workout clothes, to only doing workouts. She never wears those clothes when she's sitting on the couch, when she's lounging, when she's gardening, when she's doing anything else other than actually working out. And that includes her shoes, like her running shoes. She doesn't wear those shoes just as casual wear. They are strictly for that activity. And it really resonated with me because I've always kind of felt that way in general. I typically tend to assign activities to my clothes, or just kind of hold on to special memories, I guess, for particular clothes. I can pull out anything in my closet and I can tell you exactly where I wore that. And I have these ideas of where that outfit or where that item should be worn. And so subscribing those items, my workout clothes, to only working out has really made a big difference for me, because once I put them on, I know the task at hand that needs to be done. I don't associate those clothes with anything else. I don't associate with them with sitting on the couch, with lounging, with doing anything other than working out. I still hate working out. I still don't like doing it. But putting those clothes on, even if I just, I don't really want to work out, I put on the clothes, and that helps me to kind of get motivated to work out, to do what I need to do. And I kind of feel that same way with loungewear. And right now, with our, the pandemic and a lot of people working from home lately, I feel like this kind of meshing our, our loungewear, our comfortable wear, because a lot of us are working from home and maybe not being client facing. A lot of people are just staying in their pajamas. They're staying in their loungewear. They're not getting dressed. And that's perfectly fine for you. But that does not work for me. I need to have that kind of assignment. I need to have that uniform. And so when I am working, even if I'm not client facing that day, I still get dressed. I still put my makeup on. I still do my hair. I still put on my kind of professional clothes. They're still comfortable. My clothes, I don't wear anything super binding anyway, but it helps me to get into the mindset of going to work, even though I'm not leaving my house. I'm just going into my living room, basically. And so with loungewear, I feel the same way. Like, I don't feel right wearing loungewear when I'm not lounging. And so I really like to have those particular outfits set aside for those times. So I will generally, throughout the day, I will wear my normal clothes. I'll go to work, do my stuff. And then usually, like, when the sun goes down, that's really when I start to feel comfortable with putting on I call them my comfies. And that could either be like a lounge set, or actual pajamas. I absolutely love the idea of this kind of middle of the road, like loungewear, something that I wouldn't feel super uncomfortable answering the door if I needed to. I do feel uncomfortable answering the door in my pajamas, but wearing a beautiful house coat or even a dressing gown, something like that, I wouldn't feel uncomfortable if, a neighbor dropped by or something. I wouldn't feel uncomfortable wearing that in front of them. The wearing of loungewear has been around for a really long time. Victorian era, both men and women would wear dressing gowns and different kinds of, house coats or robes when they're not wearing their, regular going outside the house clothes, or, they would sometimes wear them over their pajamas, over their nightgowns. Some of this loungewear from the 1930s and 1940s is absolutely gorgeous. The patterns are beautiful. They're generally very well tailored to the body. You will usually have pockets, which is fantastic. So here are some examples of some 1930s and 1940s loungewear that I absolutely adore. I'm always on the lookout for dressing gowns or house coats, but I have to admit it is a little bit harder to find in my size. So instead, I had one made for me. And then I've also gone on to eShakti and decided, you know what, some of these dresses are already kind of structured the way a dressing gown or a house coat would be. And so with, a couple of alterations, I just went ahead and made my own. So here's some of my favorite loungewear. This whole ensemble is from eShakti. This first layer it's actually a dress, but I thought it worked really well instead as a robe. It's very comfortable, it's nice and warm. I really love the shawl collar and the fitted waist with just this big button. And it does secure at the side to make it really nice and fitted. And this second part is actually set as a loungewear on eShakti. I bought it a few months ago and I absolutely adore it. The fabric is really nice and light. It's very comfortable, really nice wide leg pants, and yeah, it's just a wonderful loungewear set. This is my vintage Lane Bryant house coat. I believe it's from the 60s. It has this nice zipper front and a cute little tie. It's pretty long, which I love, and very flowy. It only has one pocket, which I find very strange, but I really liked the pattern. Sadly, when I washed it, the colors did bleed quite a bit. I don't know if I can ever fix that, but I love the little can-can dancers at the bottom of the hem. It's just adorable. This is one that I definitely could wear out in public. I would not be feeling like I was in pajamas in this one, but because of the wrap structure of it, there was something very loungewear, very kind of
beautiful dressing gown that that I just felt with it, and it's very light and flowy, and I really love the big bold flowers on there. And here is another dress from eShakti. This is another one that, again, you could probably wear out in public, but there was just something about this structure that, again, felt very much like a just very glamorous dressing gown. It has a lower cut front, and I do need to wear a bit of a tank top under there for modesty for myself. But yeah, I love the fabric of this. I love the flowiness, and it just feels like a wonderfully glamorous dressing gown. And yet another eShakti. This is one that I actually feel looks the most authentic to some of the dressing gowns that I've seen from the 1940s, with the big pockets in front, the shawl collar. It's kind of a shirt dress, and of course I added the puff sleeves. I wanted to make sure that it was long enough to give that feel of the house coat or dressing gown, and I really love this fabric with the butterflies. And here is the house coat that I had made for me by my wonderful seamstress Sophie from Years Gone By Boutique. And of course she used a vintage pattern, and we've got a full zipper all the way down, and this one's nice and long, beautiful pouch pockets in the front, a tie in the back to give you a little bit more definition, and of course puff sleeves. And she even added some shoulder pads in there just to give it a little bit more definition.
Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of my loungewear, and now you know what I generally wear when I am lounging around the house. And I hope that you can find some loungewear that works for you, that just makes you feel beautiful, and kind of gets you out of some of the regular yoga pants and t-shirts, and just makes you feel a little bit more special. I will see you soon. Bye.